Hello students, welcome to AllCBTs today. My name is David. In today's video, we'll be taking the top likely questions that you would face in your basic science and tech for your common entrance exam, that's your NCEE this year. So sit down with me and make sure if you have questions, you ask in the comment section. I'll be right back. You are welcome back. Very quickly, let's get into it. Now, tell me your name, tell me the name of your school and the state you are watching us from. Are you ready for this interesting class? Let's begin. Question 1. Which of the following is a living thing? A living thing. What are living things? Living things is anything that has life, okay? That breathes, that taking oxygen and release carbon dioxide, or taking carbon dioxide and release oxygen. Now we have stone. Is stone a living thing? Does stone breathe? No. Okay. Water? No. Then you have goats. Yes. Goat is a living thing. Goat has no ribs. They take in air. Okay. Taking oxygen and release carbon dioxide. So goat is a living thing. Question 2. The following are properties of hardwood except. That means which of these are not or is not a property of hardwood? Hardwood, it has a complex cellular structure. It is dark in color. Hardwood is dark in color, of course. So this is one of the attributes of hardwood. It is heavy. Hardwoods are heavy, correct. Its annual rings are not visible, correct. Its trees are usually evergreen. This is wrong. Why? Because hardwood, they shed their leaves during the dry season. They are deciduous kind of trees. Do you understand that? So they are alive all season. They do not die, no matter how harsh or hard the climate is. Instead, they shed off their leaves so that they can manage the resources that they have to stay alive. So they are deciduous kind of trees. So this is not a property of hardwood. So the correct option is option E. Question 3. Which part of the plant makes food? You have the roots. So this is your plant. So which part of this plant makes its food? Is it the roots? No. Is it the stem? No. Is it the flower? No. Is it the leaf? Yes, so the leaf. The leaf is the part of the plant that makes its food. The leaf helps the plant to contact sunlight, right? And so the leaf helps the plant to produce chlorophyll through the help of sunlight. So the leaves is the part of the plant that makes its food. Question 4. The main source of energy for the earth is what? You have moon, stars, sun. Alright, so the main source of energy for the earth is dash. You have the moon, the stars, the sun, the wind, and the water. Which of these is the main source of energy for the earth? And that's what the sun. The sun provides light, it provides heat, it provides, So the main source by which the earth gets energy, right? Plants and animals alike is what? The sun. All this also wind, of course, water, but the sun is the major source of energy through the solar, or what we know as the solar system. Then, which of these is a renewable source of energy? Okay, which of these is not exhaustible, can be renewed? You have petrol, coal, diesel, solar, and kerosene. And the source of energy that can be renewed or keep being renewed is the solar source of energy, the energy from the sun. The sense organ used for smelling, the one used for smelling is what? You have your eye for seeing, your ear for hearing, and your nose is for smelling. Then question 7. Which of these following is a solid? Water, air. So air is gas, water is liquid, milk, oil. And then you have stone. Yes, stone is solid. It has a definite shape. Right, so a solid has definite shape. right? And they occupy space as well. So they have mass, they have liquid, they have definite shape, they occupy space.
Get the cheapest science materials from allschoollabs.com.
Those are some attributes of solid, and stone takes one of them. Evaporation changes liquid to what? Evaporation changes liquid to what? Now what's evaporation? The way by which water leaves or changes states from liquid to gas. That's what evaporation simply means. The way by which water leaves, okay, and turns to gas and condenses and come back to the earth. So evaporation changes liquid to gas. Alright, are you still there? Question 9. The organ that pumps blood around the body is what? The organ that pumps blood around the body. You have the brain, okay, you have the kidney, you have the heart. So the heart is the organ that pumps blood that the body needs to keep working. So that's the heart. The question 10. Which of these animals can live both on land and in water? You have goat, lizard, frog, cow, and rat. On land and in water. And that animal is what? Goat cannot live in water. Lizard cannot live in water. Frog can live both on land and water, because frog is an amphibian, right? So amphibians have the characteristics of living on water and in land. Now, question 11. The boiling point of water is what? 100 degrees Celsius or centigrade, as you've been taught. What about the freezing point of water? Let me know in the comment section. So that's option C. Then 12. Which of the following is used to measure temperature? What do you use to measure the temperature of a body? Okay, the temperature of something. We use the instrument called the thermometer. So thermometer is used for measuring temperature. What about weighing scale? To measure the mass. What about barometer? Pressure and stuff like that. Okay. The force that pulls object towards the head. The force that pushes object towards the head. Right now, if I throw this pen off, see there is a force that pulls it down. Okay. You can see the force, invisible force. It's called what? It's called gravity. And the law of gravity simply says, simple law of gravity means that anything that goes up must come down, right? Except there is an opposing force to keep it up. Then question 14. Which of this is an example of a simple machine? What's a machine? A tool that helps us get work done faster and easier. So you have television. Well, these are all machines, right? But the one that is hard and stands out as a good sample of a machine is a lever. Alright, so these other ones are not big. Okay, computer as well, it's a machine. But when you look at it, you see that the option that you are expected to choose here is lever. A lever is a simple machine that helps you get jobs done faster. Now, can you give me 2 examples of levers in the comment section? Right, so that's your second assignment. Then, question 15. The smallest unit of a living thing is the what? Alright, so you've been taught this in basic science. The smallest unit of a living thing, or the smallest unit of life, is in the cell. Right, so group of cells come together to now form what? Tissue. And the number of tissue form the organs, number of organs, the system, the number of system, the body. So the basic structural functional unit of life starts from the cell. Good. Question 16. Which of these is a good conductor of electricity? So all of these can conduct electricity one way or another, but one of them is a good conductor of electricity, and that's what? Copper. That's why we use copper in our electric cables. We use copper. If you open this TV now, you see a lot of copper wire used to move electricity from one place or one point to another. 17. The planet we live on is called what? This current planet we are living on, is it Mars, Jupiter, Earth, Venus, or Saturn? It's called Earth, and we live on planet Earth. Then question 18. Which of these helps to prevent the spread of diseases? It eating too much, no. Keeping dirty surrounded, no. In fact, this increases the spread of diseases. Washing hands regularly, correct. So washing your hands regularly, all right. There's a rule that you should wash your hand 20 seconds every 20 minutes, all right. So washing your hand regularly helps to reduce the spread of germs and diseases. Okay, and then question number 19. Which vitamin do we get from the sun? The vitamin we get from the sun is vitamin D. Okay, we get vitamin D into our skin, through our skin from the sun. And then question 20. The cutting tool used in basic tech workshop is what? Cutting tool. Okay, cutting tool is what? The saw. You use saw in basic tech workshop for a number of things. You've had a lot of things. Okay, 21. Which of the following is a gas? You have sand. Is sand a gas? No. Sand is solid. Water vapor. Salt. Salt is not a gas. Sugar, not a gas. Stone, not a gas. Water vapor is a gas. What's an example of water vapor? When you are heating water in the kettle, or your mom is heating water in the kitchen, you see that vapor that is coming out. Let's say this is the mouth of the kettle. This is the kettle. You see that vapor that is coming out. That's gas, water, gas. Okay, 22 now. The process by which plants lose water through their leaves. Plants lose water through their leaves. It's called what? Respiration, transpiration, photosynthesis, absorption, and germination. That process is called transpiration. Okay, it's the process by which the sun absorbs water, takes up water through the leaves of plants. It's called transpiration, which later condenses, alongside water from many other sources, and then forms rain. Okay, that now comes down. 23. Which of these material can float on water? Which of these can float on water? Iron nail? No. Metal? Iron nail is metal, it will sink. Stone will sink. Plastic bottle cap, that's the cap of the bottle or the cover. Yeah, this one should float on water. Coin and glass are also denser, so they will definitely sink. 24. An eclipse of the sun occur when what? What's an eclipse of the sun? A. When the moon comes between the earth and the sun, correct. So what happens during the eclipse of the sun is that the sun is here. This is the sun, this is the earth, then this is the moon. So the moon blocks the rays of the sun from reaching the earth. This is the sun, this is the moon. So they are all rotating together. So the moon blocks the rays of the sun from reaching the earth. So it becomes night, even though we are in the day, because the moon has blocked the sun from reaching the earth. So you call it Osodo. So that is the answer. Option A. 25. Which of these is a communicable disease? That's disease that can be passed. Disease that can be passed. You have diabetes, hypertension, none, cancer, and asthma. Yes, so none is the correct answer. It is not correct. None of this is communicable. Okay, none of this is communicable. These are result-based. They come as a result of something, of a lifestyle. They don't come through contact. I get it now. Okay. 26. A balanced diet must contain what? So a balanced diet must contain all the classes of foods. Now, I have another to do for you. List all the classes of food in the comment section. Here we have carbohydrates, we have protein, so list the rest. So a balanced diet should contain all the classes of food in their right proportions. Good. 27. The unit used to measure length is what? Length is simply measured in meter. Okay? So length is measured in meter. Liquid is measured in liter. Mass is measured in kilogram. What about time? Seconds. What about temperature? In degrees. Are you still there? 28. Which part of the ear is responsible for hearing? Which part of the ear is here responsible for hearing? You have the pinna, the eardrum, the tongue, the nose, the eye. All these are not part of the ear. So it is the eardrum, okay, that is responsible for hearing, right? Okay. Then, which of this is an example of a non-living thing? A non-living thing. Dog is a living thing. Can breathe. Tree is a living thing. Bird is a living thing. Mushroom is a living thing. It's a plant. Only water is not a living thing. Which tool is used for tightening bolts and nuts? We use it to tighten bolts and nuts. Saw. We already said saw is for cutting. So not saw. Spanner. Yes, we use spanner. Spanner is like this. This is how a spanner looks like. So we use it to tighten bolts and nuts. So the correct answer would be spanner. 31. The presence of water changing into ice. Water changing into ice. I explained this when I was explaining transpiration.
Run quick tests and analysis. Visit analysis.africa.
And that process is called condensation. 32. Which of these is a source of water pollution? Planting trees, proper waste disposal, oil spillage, clean drainage, sweeping. So which of these will pollute water? That's what it means. Which of these can pollute water? And that is what? Oil spillage. Just imagine black oil now spills into a water pond. Will you want to jump in there to have a good bath? No, that's polluted the water. Or it just happened that black oil spilled into your bathing water. You won't use it anymore. So that is polluted. That is a polluted water. 33. Which planet is known as the red planet? That planet is Mars. Why? Because it contains red sand. It contains a lot of red sand and iron oxide. So it is called the red planet. 34. Which of these is a property of air? So air has one of these properties. Air has no weight. No, air has weight. Air is visible. No, air is not visible. Air has mass. That means that's weight. Okay. Air has color. Can you see this is the color of air in this room? No. The only correct property of air is that air occupies space. Air has weight. Air can occupy space. So that's why when you take your gas cylinder to go and fill it for your kitchen, after a point the person filling it tells you, oh, it's full. You say, what's full? It's air that is inside. Yes, because air has weight. Air takes space. So air has occupied. And when you carry it, it's actually heavier, right? So that air has weight and takes space. A magnet will attract which of these? Can a magnet attract wood? No. Can it attract plastic? No. Can it attract paper? No. What about rubber? No. It will only attract iron or some other metals. 36. The device that we use to measure weight is what? I mentioned this earlier. Weighing scale. 37. Which of these is an example of friction? Friction. Walking on the ground, flying in the air, swimming in the water, sleeping, or eating. So an act of friction is when we walk on the ground, because it's even friction that helps you to be able to walk without slipping. That's why if you want to be sure if that's correct, pour oil on the ground, because one thing oil does is oil reduces friction. So when you pour oil on the ground, especially on like a tile surface, then try to walk on it, or mop, pour soapy water on the ground and try to walk on it. God forbid, you might hit your head on the towel. So, because friction has been reduced. So, an example of friction is walking on the ground. Then, 38. The brain is protected by the what? Your brain is where? Your brain is here. Then, what is this thing called? By the time I remove the skin, what is this thing called? It's called your skull. So, your brain is covered and protected by your skull. As if somebody may punch your head or slap you and not be able to hurt your brain, because this skull is a big, thick bone that protects your delicate brain. But there is a way to hit your head that is could affect the brain, so you've got to be careful with your head. Then, question 39. Which of the following is the type of soil? You have nylon, clay. Yes, the others are not. So clay is a type of soil. Which other type do we have? Sandy, loamy, right? You remember that. We have silt as well.
Get the cheapest science materials from allschoollabs.com.
Then 40. The function of the roots of a plant is to what? What does the root of a plant help the plant to do? Make food, produce flower, anchor the plant. So we've already established that plants make their food through their leaves. So the function of the root is to hold the plant to the soil, to not let, so that breeze or external forces will not be able to knock it off. So to anchor, don't mind that English there. Anchor means to give it what? Stability and rigidity. You get it? Alright. 41. Which of these is a natural source of light? We've seen this before. Which of these? This one is man-made. It's human that made touch. Same with bulb, same with candle, same with lantern. It was made by some persons. Or sun is natural. That means came with the earth. It's God's creation. So sun. 42. The change from gas to liquid. Gas to liquid is what? Melting. From gas to liquid. The change from gas to liquid is melting. Yeah. Condensation. Yes, condensation. Sorry, we even touched this before. So there's a kid crying. It's affecting my concentration. So the change from gas to liquid is what? Condensation. Remember, I said it before. When droplets of water vapor is taken into the atmosphere, okay, gas, and then it changes to water. It condenses into little droplets of water, which later comes to the air in the process of transpiration. So that's what condensation. 43. Which of these is a safety rule in the lab? Which of these should you do in the lab? These chemicals? No. This could harm you greatly, especially if it is acidic. Running around the lab? No, you could knock something over. Wearing protective equipment, like your lab coat, your eye dodo, your safety gear. So when you wear that, you protect yourself in the lab. Which of these is used to draw straight line in technical drawing? Which of these do we use to draw straight line? Compass, divider, ruler, eraser, pencil. You can't use eraser, obviously. You don't use pencil, although some of you use pencil. You don't have pencil. So you don't use compass. So the correct is what? Ruler. We use rulers to make straight line. 45. Which of these animals breathe with gills? Gills. Goat, no. Cat, no. Fish. So fish have gills. They breathe with their gills. Okay, 46 now. The green pigment in plants is called chorus answer, because I'm sure you know this through photosynthesis. It's called chlorophyll. Then 47. Which of these is a good example of a habitat? What is an habitat? Where certain animals live. Every living thing has its habitat. Plants, the habitat is what? A good soil, right? Fish, the habitat is what? Water. So you have classroom. No. Classroom is just a place. Market, just a place. Bus stop, just a place. Road, just a place. Then pond. Okay, it's the habitat, the natural habitat of certain animals like fishes. 48. Which of these following help in digestion? In the digestion of food. Which of these will help you to digest your food? Anything you eat. The first contact of digestion is your mouth, and the major organ there is your teeth. The teeth is a major organ for digestion in the mouth, right? So from all these, the other ones do not make sense. So the teeth. Then 49. The movement of the earth around the sun, like I explained before. So this is the sun, this is the earth, this is the moon. So the movement of the earth round about the sun is called what? It's called revolution. Revolution. Now what about rotation? is the movement of the Earth on its own or within its own axis. Within its own axis. So don't confuse the two. Then the last question, which of these is an ICT device? A computer device. And what's ICT? Internet Communication Technology. So which of these is an ICT device? That's what? Computer. Because through computer or with computer, you can access the internet. Right. So with that, we come to the end of these top 50 questions that you should see in your basic science and tech. Hope you enjoyed the class. Stay subscribed to get updates to these questions, including other subjects like your maths, your English, every subject you need to pass your exam this year. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Hi, I'm sure you enjoyed the video you just watched. To see more content as that, preparing you for your upcoming exam, make sure to smash the subscribe button and turn on notification. Also, remember that you can use the comment section to send us your questions or your inquiries, and we are happy to take them. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.